Yeah, as you've been noticing, we are following some breaking news this morning. That's on a plane crash that had Canadians on board. Priya, you've been telling us some of the details of this story as they come into the newsroom.
That's right. So we do know there were 82 Canadians on board. It was a Fly Jamaica flight. We're hearing that 6 people were injured, still sort of waiting for details on those injuries, though. So it sounds like the plane, we're going to show you some images here in just a moment. The plane looks very heavily damaged. So hoping that none of those, there it is right there. You can't really see the front in that picture, but it looks like it was quite a bad crash landing.
Scary moments for a lot of people on board, and scary news to wake up to this morning. So good to be able to get the update.
Well, yeah, this is definitely something that many people want to hear about because, I mean, I can even say for myself, I've been on a similar plane like that, a Fly Jamaica plane going to Jamaica. So this is going to resonate with a lot of people across this country because there's a large Caribbean population.
You're right. And we are going to hear from someone who was actually on the plane here coming up in just a moment in news. We are also expecting an update in Guyana later this morning after this Toronto-bound Fly Jamaica flight crash landed. 6 people were injured. It was a Boeing 757 and it left Guyana around 2:10 this morning. The pilot then requested permission to return just 20 minutes later due to a hydraulic problem. We know there were 82 Canadians on board. There is still no word yet on the nationalities of those who were injured, though. So with more this morning, we're joined now by Invor Badesi, a passenger on that plane. Thank you for taking the time for us to join us this morning, Invor. I'm sure, you know, it didn't happen that long ago. How are you doing?
I am shaking. That's third.
I can't even imagine. Can you tell us what happened?
We were ready for depart Georgetown, Chetty Jacket International Airport for 1:30, but we got delayed about 45 minutes. One of the doors will not close properly to set off the signal or set off the alarm. We had to call in the maintenance crew to come in. The maintenance crew finally got the door fixed. And then we were cleared for takeoff. And as we went for the runway, taxied the runway, we took off. Within about 5, maybe 10 minutes, we flew in the air right over the Atlantic Ocean, and we noticed we were doing some circles. And then the captain said that there's some hydraulic problems, issues, and we had to turn back to the airport. And eventually, we turned back. We got back to the airport, to the runway. We landed properly. It wasn't that bumpy, but we had no brakes on the tires. The thrust was reversed on the engine thrust, but when we tried to stop the plane on the runway, it didn't stop. At the other runway, there's a whole bunch of spikes to stop the plane from going any further. So we went over the spikes. About 2 or 3 tires burst, and we noticed my right wing broke off, and the engine on that wing flipped over, and then the plane swerved to the right and crashed into a sand pile. And if it was 10 more feet, there'll be an edge of a cliff. We'd go down another 30, 40 feet. But we were saved on top of the cliff, on top of the edge of the cliff. It was a very scary sight.
Wow, it certainly sounds like a harrowing experience. We're happy to hear you are safe, and we're hoping for good news about those other injured passengers as well. Thank you again for joining us, and we hope that you get back to Toronto safely soon. That was Invor Badesi, a passenger on that Fly Jamaica plane. And again, we will keep you updated as we get more information.